Let me see.
I'm
Let me
shy,
see.
but come on,
No,
guys.
no, no. You're not
Gotta,
shy. You're a
all right.
legend. All right,
I am,
Mitchu.
I am. But
Yeah,
you gotta challenge your fears. Come on, guys.
that's what I'm saying, brother. You see, that's Mitchu as well. That's already two people. Who's gonna be the third people? The third person that's gonna jump on stage? Come on. That's what I'm saying. That's another one. Let's get it. That's another
Hello,
one.
I was on mute.
Hey, Matthew, brother. How are you? All right, another one. Come on.
I'm doing good.
Grand Rising. How's it going, everybody?
Legend. What's happening? What's poppin'? All right, come on. Who's the next person who's gonna jump on stage? We're gonna have a little discussion today.
I've never done this before. What is this about?
It's just gonna be the open mastermind. We discuss specific things, right?
Yeah,
Maxime, what's happening, brother? How are you?
good, good. How are you?
Um, it's amazing, man. I'm doing good, brother. I hope you're doing good as well. So, Ghost, who's the little girl now, man? Huh? Ghost, where you at,
Ghost,
bro?
you gotta come too, man. Come on.
Damon,
Damon
Damon,
too.
come on.
Yes.
Ghost, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, brother. What's happening, Ghost? How you doing, bro?
Damon is a girl.
Oh, Damon is a girl. Damon, you have to come on stage as well. We're calling
No
people
problem.
out right now. We're calling people out. Who's jumping on stage? Whew! What's happening, David? You want to jump on stage as well? We're gonna have a little discussion today. Come on. I see that we have some people here. I'm in the car, by the way. Hey, bro, as long as you don't crash, you can still come on stage, you know? You don't have to,
Sounds like an excuse to me.
yeah, it sounds like a little excuse, right? I'm living the moment. I'm living the moment right now. Hey, Davids, what's popping, brother? Another one on stage. I love it. So we have Zoolander in the crowd as well. Zoo, you want to go on stage? Friendo, if you're not at work, want to jump on stage? Kenny, you want to jump on stage? Come on, I see so many people that I know they've been talking before. Come on, let's jump on the stage. Let's have a little discussion today. All right, so Chrono, I know you had something that you wanted to talk about. I'm
Yeah,
giving you all the options right now. What was your discussion that you want to have?
that's exactly what I want to talk about. It was a discussion that we started on Monday on Zoolander's mindset session.
All
It was
right.
about the young rich people on social media and
Yeah.
what is the general idea about them. I would like to continue this discussion because I think it is an interesting topic to talk
Mm.
about with everyone.
Mhm.
Because everyone has different insights of them,
Yeah.
and of course, some people maybe got into trading because of them,
Yeah.
some didn't, and I would like to have more opinions on it.
All right. Sounds good. So let's start off by first knowing what is your actual opinion about it, and then we can actually go along with the group. And if people in the chat wanna say something about it, feel free to say something in the chat. Rather see you on stage, but if you don't want to, you don't want to. But let's see. So what's your opinion about it? Like the how can I say that um
The whole idea of it,
propaganda, the whole
right?
propaganda, the whole propaganda side of things if it comes to trading, like the affiliated marketing side. What is your
Yeah, yeah.
opinion about that?
So I have like an somewhat interesting view because I don't support uh, some creators and I support other creators. So what do I mean by this? Let's give for example Lorenzo Corrado on Instagram. What he does on Instagram is just promote mostly streams and give insights on how he does his trades. He's teaching others on Instagram how to do his trades, and you know what I mean? Just give insights on the market. And now let's give, for example, X trader, 21 years old. All he does is flex his wealth, and he shows, oh, I got this trade, 10K, whatever. Doesn't help others. All he does is, all he thinks is about doing money. So, like, my opinion is that I think uh, these creators that only think about themselves and don't help others, are not a good influence for the young people like myself. I'm only 18. I started trading not because I of social media. I already had interest in trading before I started seeing many people on social media about trading. So like I think 16 years old, that's when I started getting an interest. So and now that took a bigger interest in trading, I see these people on social media. I'm like, these are not good influences for young traders or for people that want to get into trading. I don't think it is the correct way for to show trading to other people. That's my main opinion on it. And then there's the secondary people that so affiliate marketing, the second side of the show. I think you know what I'm talking about, right? Those people, like, also, I have a mixed opinion. I agree and disagree with them, because it's the same thing as trading. Some do show how to do things and others not at all. Like on my Instagram, I'm like, right now I don't post anything, but I'm active. I watch reels. So what do I see in like some of the reels? Like, okay, person uses this product and just using the product. But then like on the second half is, what do I see? I can sell this product for higher price.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just drop shipping, just promoting drop shipping and how good it can be. But like the thing
Yeah.
is, you show that, but you have no information on how to to start drop shipping. Like all you show is that, and then young people that want to start doing that or side hustle, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that as well. With I'm gonna sell a product and just hope it can do well. And literally what they get, nothing, because they are absolutely no information about drop shipping. I'm just giving a general example here. I'm
Yeah.
not saying it is the case.
Yeah.
So, and then you have those on Instagram as well. I'm just gonna use Instagram as a general platform here because it's
Mm.
where the platform I use the most. And
Mhm.
then you have those that actually like tell you useful information on or learning how to dropship. And those
Mhm.
are the platforms or the content creators that I think most of us, or at least that should be on Instagram or on social media at least. I don't think so. I don't think it is like super correct what the ones I want to show off do. That is my general overview here.
Excellent.
Yeah, excellent.
So
I 100% agree on that. Yeah.
so what I want to know now is like, do you guys what is your insight on everything I just said? And because it also is just, I want to see if you guys have the same opinion or if you guys have a slightly different insight on what I just said.
Well, someone of you take the stage. Who is on the stage right
I
now?
think you're on the right path. I think a lot of people are in it to scam other people, finding courses online and reselling them. And I think that is it's not good. I think it's a bad idea. But the matter of the fact is that like 90% of all traders lose money. I think it's the same with these courses that you can find around the internet. It's like 90% of them is just the same course. It's not going to teach you anything. It's not going to show you the way that you want to go, but you are going to put money in the pocket of some kid of some sort. That's at least what I've been thinking.
That's a very good point. And to piggyback off of that, I kind of want to add on to just how you were saying, like, most of the influencers, they're not really going to provide you the knowledge or the value that you're looking for. It's really something that you're going to have to reevaluate yourself and ask, okay, if this influencer slash mentor, if they're not teaching about risk management, if they're not teaching about psychology, then you might as well just throw it all away, because that is the number one aspects of everything when it comes to trading, especially. You have to have good psychology, and if they're not being strict with their teachings of that, yeah, then like I said, they're just like every other mentor. But just to bring up another point, I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of that one saying, people are either going to talk about other people are either going to talk about events or things that are occurring, or you can choose to be the third person And this is where you're a type of person that speaks about ideas, because if you're speaking on people, places, or things, then more than likely you're just gonna find yourself in that same circle doing the same loop. But if you really start thinking about ideas and not people, and not really worried about what other people are doing, that's when you can really hone in on what it is that you desire, focus on how to get it, because that's really what matters. But most people, I don't think they really come to that yet. But it's all just everybody's on their own journey, to each their own. You know, some people, they like making money off of promoting, scamming, or selling their courses that are pretty useless. Some people like making money off of learning a skill and then actually going about robbing the markets. So it's all just each your own. You're going to get it how you live it regardless. But I think it's still important to focus on that third thing that I said, which is focus on your ideas, not the other things.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it 100%. Yeah, so are there more people right now here in the stage, let's say the stage section, that want to say something about it? I saw David that you open up
Yeah,
your mic. All
I
right.
just want to add a little bit uh,
Yeah.
that people make money, right, from trading, and they consistently profitable maybe 1 years, and they have data, they have the proof, and because he or she has been you know has been trading, has been studying to that knowledge, right, that real knowledge. So when he could choose to sell courses for people to get passive incomes, it's nothing bad with it. But some some another people on a lot of people on YouTube's sell fake courses or something other isn't real the knowledge. Then it ruins this education online study, like online educations, for trading. So it ruins this a little bit. So yeah, that's it, bro.
Yeah, 100%. 100% agree on that. I couldn't agree more. I see that we still have Zoolander with Zoolander in building as well. Ghost, Maxime. Do you guys want to have a little word about it as well?
Yeah, sure. Most of the things has been said already, but what I want to add upon that is that the trading uh, sector is like people just give it a bad name because of the scams, and that's why I was skeptical about getting into trading and shit.
All
So
right. Yeah, I see that. So that, yeah, what you're actually saying is that the wrong people that make use of what I want to add on to this as well is that yes, what this happens a lot, and this happens not only within trading, but it happens in general around the whole world. And like what people don't understand is that affiliated marketing, right? Is that what it's actually what they call it, most of it, or just the marketing section in general, is one of the most profitable things that you could do around the world if you know how you do it, if you know how to market yourself, right? Because people are not buying your product, they're buying you as a person. So if they trust you, if they know what you're doing works, right? You're making use of people their weaknesses. Money is a weakness that got trained into us during our school period. So when we were younger, right, they used money as a reference. So if you have money, you're working, you have money, things like that. People are just weak for that shit, right? If it comes to money, they're weak towards that. So they need money to survive, and they think, oh, I can make millions because I buy his product, right? And they trust you as a person because you have that many cars. You're renting cars in Dubai, right? We all know that. They're renting the cars in Dubai, they're showing off, and people believe in that because they get a dream, they get their imagination that they have about it. It finally becomes true in their eyes, right? So they have an adrenaline rush, the rush, right? So they want to do it. They step into it. They notice it doesn't work. People say it doesn't work. Blah blah blah. You get a whole negative thing about it, and then the affiliated marketers, they switch to something else, right? So that's how you see that you had a lot of those commercials about first it went drop shipping, then they went to trading, and over a year or now or a few years from now they will do something about the central bank currency, right? So they will do something always. They will go wherever the trend goes. So I have another
Yeah.
question towards you guys, is that how do you think we can provide it so we can make sure that our community is going to be different towards those communities? That's a good question. I think because we're talking about, we're talking about in general like the problems, but how can we solve those problems with our community? How can we become stronger than all the bullshit around us? Right? That's the question that I have for you guys, for everyone who's on stage.
You
I
can
think
maybe
already it is stronger
Someone make
because
a choice. Someone make a choice. Who wants to go first?
go ahead. I can wait.
You
Rock,
can go
paper,
ahead. You
scissors.
can go
Rock,
ahead,
paper,
don't worry.
scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So Matthew, start off, bro. Start off, bro.
yeah, I think it's already kind of stronger this community because of when you watch a Lorenzo video, you don't get blown up with affiliate links every other minute. That is a way to figure out that a community is going to be, or a leader, or Lorenzo type of figure is going to be the guy to learn from, because does he just has all of his affiliate links in the bio. He doesn't go all the time and say buy this, buy that, do this, do that. And the way we just need to figure out how to get other like new traders to understand that the people trying to sell you stuff is not the ones you want to learn from, I guess.
Yeah, I don't mind sentiment. I I kind of, I think you're. I've noticed since I've been in Limitless as well that obviously you've got the Discord and then you've got your YouTube as well. YouTube, you will always get more people. You will get those impulsive people that aren't really committed, that want that quick buck. Those people that will go to some guy online selling a course that he's found on Google and he's just splurged it out to thousands of people. They're the kind of people that you will get a lot more of those on YouTube. But I think with the community, what I've noticed in Limitless is those people that do transfer across, because you can see how good the community is. The ones that are those ones that are spamming comments that are just waiting for somebody to place a trade, they don't last very long. They disappear, and you've only got to look at how quickly Discord has grown. And those people are the ones that have stayed and that they're committed, and they're the ones that are willing to learn a bit more. So I think that in itself, the community, not just Lorenzo, and you've got Thomas, you've got the community, and everybody within there. That's where it differs. There's no toxicity. There's so many communities that you can go into where there's just chat rooms full of people slagging each other off. There's none of that that's tolerated whatsoever, and you've got so many people from so many different backgrounds, but all have got the same goal. And it's so different to any community I've ever been in, and I think that's what stands it on its own against other communities, in the sense that it's we can all have a laugh together, but ultimately you've got to take shit seriously if you want to progress with us.
I fully 100% agree on that. Yeah, I 100% agree on that. 100% actually. Yeah, thanks a lot for sharing that. I saw that position. I saw you opening your mic as well. Do you want to add something to it?
Yeah, so I'm actually new here. This is my second day,
Hey,
first day
welcome
really
to the
officially.
family, bro.
Thank you,
Welcome.
man. Thank you. Much appreciated. But that being said, I definitely feel that you guys are on the right track. I mean, I'm in a good amount of communities here on Discord, and just because I think it's because of the fact that you guys kind of have that same desire of being different from other communities. I can kind of feel it as well, as far as knowing all the quirks and all the features and pretty much everything that you guys do here. I'm yet to know everything, but I can already feel that that's y'all's intention to be different. And I'm also in a different community as well, which that's essentially like the same thing that you guys are doing here, except kind of how right now you mentioned like if they're trying to charge you as much as they possibly can to give you knowledge, that means that they really don't even want to give you knowledge to begin with. That makes a lot of sense, really, because if you think about it, I don't know if any of you guys have ever learned about the word interdependence. It's essentially what bats do. When they find food, when one bat finds a food or a prey, they share the whole food throughout the whole community in the cave. Essentially, what that does, it makes it where that bat that found the food is able to survive longer because next time, let's say they go 2 to 3 months without finding any food, the another bat in the community will come back and do the same thing as that first bat did, which is kind of like makes you stronger in a way because you're not being greedy and you know that the people that you look out for in your community, they're going to also look out for you. So I kind of feel that you guys are already in that track. Um, and yeah, a lot of other communities are more focused on doing things for themselves, finding out how they can help someone else, but in return get something as a favor or as a fee, essentially. But I think it's excellent that Lorenzo was really promoting as much as he possibly could the lifetime access here because he knows that he doesn't even want to charge people monthly. He wants them to be a part of the community and just grow as much as they possibly can by
Yeah,
investing as little as they possibly can, which
yeah.
I really respect that because as soon as I saw that he said that he was going to, because I didn't even follow Lorenzo, I got recommended him by somebody else. But as
Mm.
soon as I saw that he said that he was going to change the lifetime access to monthly access, I was like, hold up. I have a feeling that there's good value here. So that's why I
Yeah,
decided to join just yesterday.
yeah.
But that's kind of my thoughts. I feel like we're on the right track as long as we continue to implement ideas that are new and that are solid, I guess, that mostly everyone would agree on and find value in. I feel like everything's gonna go well within this community.
100%. Yeah, those words are amazing, man. How you pronounce it and how you set it over towards everyone here right now. It's a really I think it's really good implementing the bets as well. It's That's really amazing. Thanks a lot for sharing that. And yeah, I do 100% agree that for everyone with the V2 of course and things like that, switching to a monthly yeah, the knowledge that you get from the V2. We're gonna switch to the V3, of course, so it's gonna be a new step again for everyone who doesn't know. There's a lot of stuff coming, and that's gonna be included in the V3, so don't worry about it. But yeah, 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 100%, yeah, amazing, bro, amazing. Is there someone else that wants to bring some words to the table as well? Add on to this.
Yeah, I would like to speak a little bit on this topic as well of the questions just asked. So, boys, don't worry, you're not the only new person here. I've only been here since Saturday as well, because I saw the change to monthly. So I'm relatively new here as well. And I'm gonna be honest, just for those not in V2, I think today's the last day, if I'm not wrong. Get it while you can. I've learned way more than just um watching YouTube videos. That is something I would like just to say right now. Join V2 today. Here's your last day. Don't lose a chance. All right, but another thing I would like to include is about the community. Yeah, I do think we are going on the right track because I think the best thing that got me like into joining V2 was the live streams and the testimonials on the Discord here. Like I was like skeptical at first when I joined, but then I saw like his Lorenzo streams and I saw how he traded. I saw that like it combined with my strategy, like with the smart money concepts, which I was learning at the time. And then I saw the testimonials and I was like, this is the perfect community for me to learn what I want. I'm gonna just give you my personal experience. Since Saturday, since I joined, I probably learned more than the 3 months I've been learning. That's how good, in my experience, is at the moment. Uh, Another thing I do want to include about the community. Before I found Lorenzo's stream, I was watching another streamer I'm not gonna mention his name, but I was in his Discord community, and pretty much on that community, which I think it's wrong, which is why I think V2 will be one of the best communities out here. It's like everyone in there was copying each other's trades. Like they were copying the trades of the live streams. They were copying the trades of each other's. No one had a strategy. Literally, all they did was share the analysis and then put the trades and then blame each other. That's all they did. And on the live streams were even worse because there were those new people that literally like just came on the stream, said, "Can you? Are you gonna buy? Are you gonna sell?" And pretty much just say buy, sell, whatever, and then say you missed the move, whatever. And the second thing about that community, which I think is pretty laughable, who in the world is gonna pay $1,000 for paid signals for a year? Like, press one if you would, press two if you wouldn't. Like, be honest. Who would pay a year of paid signals for $1,000?
People
That's
do though.
just overpriced.
People do.
Exact. That that's the thing. That's the thing with the what I just said about the start with the rich influencer. He's like 23 years old, and he's doing $1,000 for paid signals. That is the worst possible thing I think a community can do. Which is why when I saw V2, $100 lifetime access, I was like, uh, I'm gonna join this. That's what everything I just wanted to include.
You've only got to look at the schedule, like the schedule, not just Lorenzo's schedule, but you look how visible Lorenzo is through the schedules. You've got V2 streams, you've got YouTube streams, you've got your crypto streams. The guy's a robot. He just doesn't sleep. And then I speak to Thomas. I speak to him both daily, but I speak to Thomas multiple times a day. There's no switch off. Everything is about the community, and there's not much of that out there. There is initially. There's a lot of people out there that initially say they're all about the community. Once they've got that money coming in, it stops. But there is no off switch for this team. It just doesn't stop. And there's I've genuinely not been a part of another community like it, and it's the things that are coming are absolutely insane. And anyone that gets involved now will have a better life. It's as simple as that.
I absolutely agree with you. So another thing, just I know I'm talking too much, but one thing I do think we can improvise is, Thomas. You asked how we can improvise. I do think we're on the right track, but
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
do think it would be amazing if you did an interview with members. How
Yeah.
is their experience in the V2 for
Yes.
extra testimonials? I do
Yes.
think it would
Yes. You're
be
right. You're
a
right. Well,
a
well,
very good idea.
well, to say this already, brother, like you hear Zoolander laughing, is this is something that we brought up already, and that's what we're working on right now, making a schedule. And what I think right now as well is that everyone here that wants to do an interview with me, or me and Lorenzo, or maybe Zoolander as well, just send me a DM, right? Please send me a DM or press a 1 in the chat so I can write down your name. This is really something that we want to do in the future. Of course, if you want to have a camera on, that would be, of course, the best thing. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It's not a must. But I would love to do an interview with every one of you, um, because for the growth of like the whole community, it's gonna be amazing, right? So I do think that's amazing. Let me write down your name. I remember it's Lee. I can't draw the Chinese letters, but I can draw Lee. So let me draw everything down. Give me a sec. All right, don't go too fast. Sakoza, only one, please. Sakoza, one only, please, please, please. Otherwise, I can't see the other ones anymore. All right, give me a sec. All right, Lee, Ghost. All right.
Did any of you see that video of ICT where he talked about what he would do if he was to start all over again? I
No, I
remember
haven't.
that one of
Oh yeah, the 20-year-old, right? That you're talking about,
yeah, I
right?
think it was
Yeah.
that I remember one of his points was to find someone that could uh, that could that he believed in and stay with that one person. And he said that it didn't need to be ICT himself. You could go and find somebody else. It doesn't need to be Lorenzo. Just the fact that you stay with like one person and that you believe in and really put the effort into it. He said that would benefit you a lot more than just switching all around, joining like 100 different groups and that kind of stuff. But then again, it comes
100%.
down to if the persons are believable. I think there might be a couple of months before you start to realize if the group is right for you or not.
100% agree. And ultimately, different groups offer different things as well. I mean, I started in a different group, and I've said this multiple times on multiple streams. I'll never have anything bad to say about that group because it allowed me to learn the basics. But I got to a point where I knew that if I needed to advance my strategy, I needed to go and look elsewhere, which is I kind of went off on my own, and it was purely by chance that I found Lorenzo, and he traded very similar style to me, and that's where it came from, and I can genuinely I'm not allowed to leave now. I'm part of the team, but I can genuinely say I will be a part of this team forever.
Yes, sir. So yeah, for everyone here, by the way, who's in Open Mastermind as well, I want to just point out that if you want to grow within Limitless, right? Because there, for the people that have an open mastermind, that have a vision, know that there's a lot of potential for growth within Limitless for like the future as well. So if you want to be part of that, not just as a family member, but as like a mentor or something like that, feel free to reach out to me. Me and Lorenzo will have a call with you as well. Same with Zoolander. As you can see, Zoolander, he's also a mentor right now in the community, and it all started from that. It's just taking the opportunities while you can is like the reason why people step up. Why people achieve things in life is when you have the chance to do so, right? Just step up. We're just growing up, like we're growing, guys. We're small still, like we're really small, but this like if we're just looking into it as a whole picture, we're gonna take over the whole scene, right? We're gonna take over the world. It doesn't really matter. Like we can go anywhere with Limitless. Like in general, we can go anywhere if you want to. So if you're willing to do like maybe a session like we did last week, right? Um, what we had last week is that we had a session of the string. There's a guy in the community as well. He's also a family member. A fucking amazing dude. He did a session on how to backtest, right? And it went amazing. That session was really helpful for a lot of people. And if you have something, it doesn't have to be specifically about trading, right? It could be about psychology. It could be about mindset. It could be about books, right? You know, it just it could be helpful towards other people, and it could be good for you as well, right? You never know what you can get out of that. Of course, brother, But let's go on with the convo. Sorry for interrupting. So, who has something else to want to bring to the table? Want someone else to have
About
a word?
the price points of these different groups. Like 3 years ago, I started in another group that was 200 quid, 200 pounds a month, which is
Mm,
very expensive. There was no signals. It was like Zoolander is saying that they were just teaching everything, so you could just learn it all, but you never really learn like to perfect everything. So
mm,
you would have to go there and then have to go and find your own way after. But the price point really put things into perspective because it's a lot of money a month. So with that price, I also got really how do you say really focused, and I really stayed on like the path because I invested a lot really quick, kind of in just like groups or that one group. So finding a place where you can find everything in like in one specific strategy
Mm.
is like the SMC is pretty good, and then finding it at a low price point as well could just mean to some people that you need to really stay focused
Yeah, you're right.
because
I
it's not really.
100% agree on that. Yeah, so definitely, like the whole point is that a lot of people, they probably get lacking. They pay right now the fee is only 99 bucks and 97 bucks, right? To get in for the V2. It's really cheap for what the value you're getting, right? It's amazing.
Yeah.
Um, and a lot of people they see it like that. So what they're seeing is that they pay 97 bucks, and after that they're like, okay, I paid, but there's not really, for me, there's no drift more behind it because I already paid and I don't have to pay anything, blah blah blah, and they're not attending anymore, so they're going to be lacking. And I think it's a whole difference, of course, if you're saying it like that. If it's gonna be monthly, right? You know that you're paying for something, so you will attend more to the sessions and things like that because you're paying, right? You're paying, you want to get worth for your money and things like that. So I totally agree on that. Um,
I
and
can give an
still,
example. It kind of
yeah,
reminds me of how you would pay a good chunk, or let's say like $300, $400 to have a personal trainer. Now,
yeah,
because you're
yeah,
paying them
right,
that much,
yeah,
you feel obligated to attend and to take it more seriously.
yeah,
But it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier when it comes to people that are going to try to charge you the most that they can, especially in the Forex, mainly in the Forex community, right? They're going to try to give you as little value so that they can try to charge you more for the next thing.
yeah,
Does that
right,
make sense?
yeah,
On
yeah,
the
that
other hand,
100% makes
here
sense.
in this community, he's practically giving it to you for free.
Yeah,
$97 for lifetime access. That doesn't, do you see what I'm saying? It's like he's doing the opposite of what everybody else is trying to do,
yeah,
because Lorenzo realizes that the value that he's going to provide here is going to be exactly like the name is stated. It's not going to be a cap on the value. He's going
yeah,
to give you all the value that he possibly can. And
mm,
essentially, that's why it's just a way that you perceive it. Sure, you got it in here for free because he allows people to be in the community for free as well, right?
yeah,
I joined the community, the Discord community, and I didn't pay a dime. And
yeah,
then I
you're right.
realized that if I want to unlock the extra features, that I would have to pay $100.
Yeah,
But like I said, that's essentially free because of the lifetime access. Like what? It's a no-brainer decision, right? But that's what
mm,
I'm trying to get to, that if Lorenzo knew, or if he really wanted to, he could be doing exactly as y'all are talking about, charging 200 per month, 100 per month, 80 per month. But because he knows that that's not his goal, to just make money off of people, his goal is to teach people. That's why I feel like this place is gonna go really, really far. And to get back to you, Thomas, I think I'd make a really good help here in the community by psychology, really, because that's what I really study. I've
all
always been into
right.
philosophy ever
That's
since I was like,
amazing, bro. That's really amazing. All right, just
yeah,
link me after the session, and we will have a chat together and arrange something for whenever you have time. We do a session like this. You just take 45 minutes of the stage and do whatever you want to do. Um, I think,
for
yeah, I love
sure.
it, bro. I love it. It could be,
Sounds
a lot
good.
of growth. Like this is what I'm talking about, guys. So you know when there's a chance of actually growing within the community, and he knows, like I can tell, like you have a lot of, you're intelligent, right? I can tell that on the voice and what it's saying and the things that you're comparing, so I can tell that already. And he knows that there's a lot of potential for growth within Limitless, right? He knows that there's a lot of potential because we're different than the others, right? So we're gonna stand out. um, and now we're in the growing phase, and like what everyone knows, the same as a heartbeat, right? It goes ups and it goes down, and that's natural. That's good. If you have a pump and then a dump, you don't come back anymore. So it's good that we're growing in a slow pace, so we can actually grow steady and slow instead of growing so fast that we are not able to actually handle the growth that we're getting. So right now we're just doing it at a slow pace. We're growing. We're adding things that the community likes to have, right? And just to keep it in a good manner. Yeah, 100%. I love every second of being here. and what Zoolander said as well. We talk a lot, and that's right, and it's always about the community, and I'm always working. Like a lot of people, they say what I'm doing right now, I do with all my love, so I love to do it. But if I made these hours on a 9 to 5, guys, I could be a millionaire as well. I'm not lying about this. I work work my ass off every day, but I love to do it because I know I make you guys happy with it. So yeah, yeah. Yeah, I want to thank everyone for this discussion. If you guys still want to have a further on movement towards this discussion, you could open up your mic and bring something to the table. I know we have still people here that want to maybe say something.
Yeah. This this was the questions
Yeah.
I asked on Monday for Zulander.
All right.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's how we detach from money when trading. Because when you see money running out, running in, and also uh, you know, we get emotional when we see money. So that's what really ruined me 1 year ago. But then I realized slowly, and I realized for myself that when I do need when I really need money from the market, I can actually make a little bit money, and slowly I got the skills, and it's like when I don't pay attention to the money. Yes, I live with my parents, of course. I come back to the town to saving my costs, and I also live very frugal. I don't spend much, so that's helped me to. I don't need so much money at the beginning and in my journey. I realized that necessary. Or maybe some people they have jobs, right? Like they will work, they will trade pattern for why they're working, maybe working trading at night, right? Trading when they have freedom. So that's why they not care about the money. And when they have skill around 2 years to or 1 years of studying, that's time I could feel that that's why not quitting a job too soon to or to you know to detach from the money at the beginning, and then slowly get the skills and finally make it as a career. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Anyone the same things or different?
Um, I do agree what with you what you said. I'm sorry, my English is starting to break. But
No worries.
I think like detachment from money comes mostly like from understanding your end goal and not or not the end goal, the long term goal. Let's just put it that way. I think it would be make more sense. Because let's say if your end goal is to be financial freedom, then your long term goal is going to look at the percentages and not the numbers. I think
Facts.
that is for me, or I don't know if anyone agrees, would be a great way to look at trading and
Yeah,
the
100%.
that's
end
how
goal.
I
But
currently look
how
at it.
can you do it? Because how can you look at percentages, right?
You look at
It's
percent.
really that you can see the money running out, running. When we
Yes,
trade okay, when we trade 10k for the account, you feel normal. We feel normal because that's not a lot of money. But when we upgrade to 100k, 500k from it, now we feel very emotional at the beginning, right? So
Mm,
even we want to be financial freedom, but then because we always affected by the impacts of the money, the facts that right.
yeah.
I,
So
th- I think
so
if you're getting more
oh,
emotion,
All right, everyone wants to
um,
talk. All right, all right, all right. Wait, Zoo, give it 1 second. Let Chrono first have that little discussion with them two, and then after that we go after everyone, right? Position also wants to say something. I also want to say something. Chrono, take first the stage on what he's asking you.
all right. So I do agree what you say. It is sometimes you may get emotional when you move from like a 10k to 100k. Well, that's the example we gave. But that is not the case if you have a trading plan and you know your goals, like weekly goals. If your goal is to make 6%, you only make 6% and you're out. Simple as that. You gotta have the discipline to continuously trade your plan and not follow anything else. You see an opportunity, you don't take it. Simple as that.
Yeah, facts. I agree. Zoo, what's up? You could tell whatever you thought
Yeah,
now.
I think if you get like if you say you've advanced from 10k to 100k, if emotions jump into play, then I think you've jumped your capital size too quickly.
Yeah.
So I mean, 10k maybe to a 25k. Get comfortable with that 1% being that little bit higher, and then once you're comfortable there, maybe move to 50k. 10k to 100k is a big jump. And yeah, at the beginning, I was very much the same. I found it hard not to get emotional when you see $2, $3, $4,000, and then it goes straight back down to your um, down to your entry. But I mean, this is where you take profits along the way, so you're never really coming away with nothing. But ultimately, at the same time, if you are trading that larger amount of money and you lose it, ultimately there's something that your trade was wrong, and it's just something for you to build on, and look at and maybe improve a certain aspect of your trading. If you've got your much like Grono said, if you've got your trading plan, you've put the work in with your education, follow your plan, and get comfortable with the smaller amounts first, and then only when you're comfortable with, like now, like I can enter a trade and I will laugh, I'll laugh and I'll joke and I will react much in the same way whether it hits my stop loss or whether it hits my TP. I don't get emotional about my stop losses anymore. If I've done something stupid, I may get emotional because it's my fault. But I now just see it as an opportunity to learn. But the emotional detachment will only come with practice, and unfortunately, you're going to have to go through some level of emotion initially to learn how you're going to cope with it. And it's not going to come straight away. You're going to get emotional. You may blow accounts, but then at the same time, once you hear day in day out following your robotic trading plan, you will get used to those larger amounts of money. And it does take time. It's taken me 2.5 years. Like I don't see money now until it comes to the day where I can cash it into my bank. I don't see money until that point. Until that point, I am working towards a percentage goal. And it's hard.
100%.
It is hard, but it will come in time, and it only comes with succeeding on smaller accounts, failing on smaller accounts, and then extrapolating your account size upwards. It only comes with practice. You can't just expect it to come.
Take it slower and get used to it, right? I mean,
100%.
experiences and yeah.
100%. Look, we all want to make thousands of dollars straight away, but you've got to treat this like a college course. You've got to put your time in. You've got to put your dues in.
Yeah, I have something to add on for that as well when you're done.
Again?
Oh, I said if you're done, I have something to
Yeah, I'm
compare
done.
that with. Oh, okay. So yeah, what I want to say, real fast before position takes over. Baxter, yeah, you can jump. Just send a request and you can jump on. But one thing that I wanted to say about that is that a lot of people they jump into trading expecting they're gonna be a profitable trader within months, right? There's one thing that school teaches us that is something that I agree with, and that's that experience is something that you have to build over time, right? So same with being a doctor, you're studying for 8 years because you're gonna cut someone open to operate on their heart. It's not something that you're gonna do within a month, and this is the same within trading. There are fast learners out there, right? But you need to get some um, tests done to actually show you that you're ready to trade, and that's something that is hard for traders. Why? Because there's no school towards trading. There's not a real test, right? There's no trading schools, um, like real trading schools out there that actually want to make you earn money. Most of them are just affiliated marketing companies. But yeah, so that's the hard part about it. But that's a good thing you have a community, right? It's a good thing that people here have experienced what you're going through right now. And what I think actually the for me is that the best learner was making losses, but not making losses in general, like losing money, but making losses and accepting the fact I did something that I was not supposed to do. And the moment I actually noticed that I followed my plan more, and like the moment I don't do things that I know that I shouldn't do, the psychology behind being in a trade, seeing money, just it just disappeared. It was not there anymore because I knew that if I followed my plan, I had not to worry about it. If I get stopped out on break even, so be it. If I secure myself, I don't care about the money. I really don't care. I'm just gonna lay back, chill, relax, and just follow what I have marked out on the charts because I know it works. If it doesn't work, let's say you have a trade plan that works for 70% and it shows you out of nowhere that you lost 10 trades in a row, it could be a bad week, right? It could be. Or it could be that the market is changing. And that's why we have a, as Zoolander said as well, a life plan, right? Your trading plan is something that changes with your life, and trading is your life plan as well. So you need to adjust your trading plan towards the market. It's just that simple. The market is what you're following. You need to adjust yourself to the market. If you're gonna battle against the market, you're gonna lose. It's just that simple. You're not gonna win. There's no way you're gonna win from the market. It's not gonna be an
I've been a
ego
victim
fight.
of that.
Yeah, I can't beat the market up if I want to. It's not gonna work. I've said it multiple times, crying behind my PC when I was losing money. Oh, you're against me, man. They don't give shit. They're there to take your money, and we here to take other people their money. It's just that simple. That's how it works. And yeah, if you can't control yourself, you're not gonna win. Guys. So that's what I wanted to point out. Position, you can take over the stage now if you have something to add on as well.
100% agree, brother. 100%. And just like you were saying, if you're getting emotional when it comes to doubling your account size, 10xing your account size, for example, from a 10K account to a 100K account,
Hmm.
you got to realize that from there it is just your ego
Yeah.
because it's your ego that is being being desperate at that point. It's
Yeah.
your ego that wants the money. It's your self-image is the one that wants to have the prize. It wants to be on the pedestal of, oh, I made this much money. Oh, I can go spend my money on this and make it back
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
day. Oh,
Right.
I can start posting on Instagram all the money I make. You see, so if you start getting emotional, you got to realize that you are not there yet, and it's okay because, like you just said, it comes with experience.
Mm.
And another example I want to give is professional baseball players. If they have a pitch if they have a pitch rate of 30% or sorry, a strike rate of 30%, they're considered professionals, right? And that's just hitting the baseball 3 times out of 10. So you got to think about it. The same way that they're professionals for hitting the baseball 3 times out of 10 is the exact same way that people can find success in trading with having such a low win rate as well, a 3 out of 10 strike rate, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, that's what I'm getting at. Your trading technique, your trading style will never ever dictate your results. What dictates your results is your psychology. Your psychology. So if you don't have your self-image in the correct perspective, if you don't view yourself as the way that the markets are going to come to you, you don't have to chase the markets because it's all abundant. It's all going to be there. It's all going to be fine as long as you patiently wait and follow your rules. That is all that matters. What matters
Mm.
is not posting on Instagram to flex how much you made.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you're getting emotional whenever you're doubling your account from a 50K to 100K, from 100K to 200K, or even 10xing your account from a 10K to 100K, from a 20K to 200K,
Yeah.
if you don't realize that it's the same thing, that's because your ego wants it more than you do.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. 100%. I
That's
love
all
it.
I have to say right now.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Thanks a lot for sharing that. Yeah, I can't agree more. I can't agree more. What I noticed as well is that, of course, for me as being here in Limitless and being, a lot of active and a lot of people asking for my Instagram, I started being active again on Instagram, just showing who I am. Right, I'm not there to flex on anyone. People know me. I'm humble. I try to help everyone, but I noticed that my hardest grind, and I think one of my friends, I don't know if he's here in the chat still, but he can confirm that the moment I started grinding, I was not active on shit. I was not active on social media at all. If you're really trying to grind, you're not trying to show off nothing towards no one. Because that's the whole thing, right? If you're for who are you doing it, right? That's the whole question. Are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it for the people on your Instagram? Are you doing it to show off? You know, that's the whole thing, right? Um, that's the whole point is that you need to understand yourself. Me before I started trading, never thought about manifesting, right? Never thought about imagination, like never thought about breed techniques, all that shit. I never thought about it. Um, but the moment I started trading, I really understood like I have to understand myself, and by doing that is stepping out of my comfort zone and trying things out, and I think like it's just bullshit. And after trying it, I understood myself way better. So that's one of the advice that I have for you as well, is that I lost the words for a second. Give me a sec. How do you call it when when you're not with your feet in the mud, but you're I lost the word for a second. I do it. Meditate. My bad. So a meditation as well. Try it out. Right. In the beginning, you're gonna feel like you're a weirdo, but try it out every day for 3 days, for 3 minutes a day in the beginning, and eventually you're gonna do it every day because you can't last without it. And same with going exercises, right? Just to bring it up, I know a lot of people they want to become a millionaire, but if you're not healthy, right? Trading is gonna reflect on that. If you're not eating healthy, if you're not working out, if you're not doing something to fix your mind, um, I'm gonna be straight honest, but you're not gonna make it. And if you make it, you won't last long, right? You need to fix yourself before you can actually expect to understand yourself and to be ready to conquer the markets, right? Because this is not a business that you have to work 48 hours a week to eventually get paid. No, this is a business where you're fighting yourself every minute of the day. And if you're not feeling good, if you're not feeling in a good mood, you're not gonna make it. I'm just gonna be totally honest to everyone here, and I think everyone that has a little bit of sense, that been here for longer or been here within the markets for a longer period of time, can totally agree on what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to point something out to you guys, but I'm just trying to wake you up in a good manner, in a good manner, trying to wake you up. So, like, um, being a millionaire without actually being a millionaire is possible. Being the person without actually being the person yet is possible, but you have to change, right? I'm not saying that you can be a millionaire without being a millionaire in the dollar side of things, but a lot of people say, yeah, I
100%.
will become a millionaire the moment or I will go work out the moment I have money. That's what a lot of people say, right? Um, but you don't have to be a millionaire to work out. You can work outside. You don't have to pay shit for that, right? You can think like a millionaire, think like ideas like a millionaire, without being an actual millionaire, right? So that's what I'm trying to say to you guys.
I love that you're saying that, bro. I
Yeah,
love that you're saying that. A lot of people don't realize that you have to do before you do something, you have to become something,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's the exact same way of whenever you're drawing a painting. Okay, sure you can draw a painting and just, do it half-ass, or if you really want to, you can become, right? Before you do the painting, you can become a painter, right? Like in your head, you can
Yeah,
become
yeah,
a painter. What would a painter do? And now, because you have that thought in your head, now once you're actually executing and painting, because you thought of becoming a painter first, now you're gonna reap the fruits. You're gonna start receiving the insight. You're gonna start getting those downloads of what it would be like being a painter, with the thoughts that a painter would have. And now you're
yeah,
gonna see that with that painting that you do, it's gonna come out 10 times better, if not, like way better than the original painting that you would
yeah.
normally do. So
Because you're
it's
thinking
essentially the same
ahead, right?
thing, exactly like you just
Yeah,
said right now, bro. Like before you do something, you have to become something. And the only reason we're saying that is so that you can match the frequencies of that person, so that once you start acting like that person, you start receiving like that person. It's not the other way around. You don't do things first and then you get your way up there and then become that person. Yeah, that could work too, but just see how it works out for you. Which one is going to be more effective? Which one is going to take you longer? Which one,
mm,
not longer, but which one is going to take you the furthest? Sorry, right?
yeah,
And
you're
a
right.
longevity standpoint, if you become something before you do something, longevity standpoint, you're going to go much much further than just doing something before even becoming it.
Yeah,
And
hundred percent.
that's what I call embodying your desire.
Yeah,
Embodying.
I love it. I love it.
Okay,
Yeah,
can
it
you
reminds
explain
me
a
of
little bit
something
more
that's called
about?
the doubling time theory as well. Um, it reminds me of that. I've been
No,
working
no,
on
I
that a
just
lot.
say that. Can you persistence, Nene? Can you explain me about the words embodiment? I a little bit confusing the word embodiment.
Position. Yeah, the question to you about he didn't understand the meaning of what you said about embody desire.
So
Yes.
embodiment, what it means is to claim it, to pretty much put yourself in the position. You see my name? It's called position in, right? So, for example, I'm embodying my desire of being a full-time forex trader, okay? By labeling myself positioned in, I am embodying that desire because some way somehow I'm getting closer to it. So now because my self-image, I'm recognizing myself as being positioned in, what is going to occur? The exact same thing. So it's the exact same as anything else that you desire. If you want to be a let's say you want to be a trainer, right? You want to help people with their physique. You first before you become a trainer, or first before you start helping people train, you have to become a trainer. You have to match that desire in your head and say, how or what ways can I implement that will get me closer to this desire? And by you thinking of these ideas, by you imagining these ideas, by you, there's another word for it, imagining. Yeah, yeah. Essentially, it's the same thing, right? Like any way that you can think, because that's the greatest thing that we have. It's our mind, right? Don't confuse your mind with your brain, right? Your brain is a muscle. Your mind,
You said yeah. You say express ourselves, right? It's like the word you say being that person that person has this character, this character has these habits, right? For
exactly.
example, I we copy the billionaires' habits. So we had the billionaire habits, and we learned some characteristics and some skills of billionaires. And now we are billionaires. We are embody billionaires, and now we make
100%.
millions. Is it that a little bit? Add just a little bit there.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
you're pretty much on the same track. Like that's how it works. You have to study. You have to study and you have to the way to the way to make habits is through repetition, right? Right? So that being said, the same way that you make habits is the same way that you break habits, right? So essentially, you have to realize that your desire, let's say for example, right? Let's say you have a habit that you don't like. I'll give one of my own, okay? Um or I'll just say a random habit. Let's say you're a smoker, right? And you want to stop smoking. So, in order to break that habit, you have to create a habit, right? So, the same way that your desire is to stop what you're doing is the same way that you'll have to figure out something new to do, right? That being said, if you're a smoker and you want to stop, then you have to envision yourself or you have to find someone that is doing essentially what you want to do. Because if you know someone that's doing what you want to do, then let me tell you this, okay? Success, not only does it have receipts, success will always have receipts, right? People are able to prove it. Not saying that they're gonna want to prove it, but there's people that are actually willing to prove it that they're successful, right? Not only that, but success also leaves trails, right? So the people that you know have something that you want, they're gonna leave trails
that's
behind them.
correct. I agree with this, bro. I want to say it a little bit here, like
Go ahead.
cooking, right? You know, the cooking. You You want to cook, but you never cooked before. And the thing is, the way you can do is you can mix the ingredients and you can cook. You can taste slowly, and then it take a few months, could be years. But when you learn from somebody, or when you book a cooking recipe, you get the cooking recipe. You get it from the experts, and now you cook very well. You cook very good, so everybody can eat it. Yes, just like that, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Nobody
I mean,
saw it.
it's
No,
true,
I've
man.
seen it
It's
happen
like
multiple
traders.
times,
Yeah,
Groto,
traders.
already. Because every time he stops talking, he wants to mute his mic, but he accidentally press on the wrong button.
Yeah, man, that's kind of funny, man. I'm still learning the Discord
Yeah,
functions. Like I said,
it's okay. I just
I'm new to
started
the.
noticing it. I was like, and now he's gonna leave it again. I was like, yeah, sure. He goes, all right, come back in. I was like, I don't know what happened, but yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. This is indeed one of the best sessions again in the open mastermind that we have, and I see that we're with a small group most of the times. For everyone who's still active, press the one in the chat, by the way. I want to make sure for everyone who's still active that you one,
One.
one, one, one. All right, now it's amazing. You know what I like? The whole thing that I like about this open mastermind is that the most people that show up are the same people, right? And they know the worth, like the worth of this session. They know the gems that are being dropped in this session. Um, and I do agree that everyone who's here always, you have a lot of potential to grow because you're, even though it's not trade related, like this is trade related, but sometimes it's not. Just because you're attending to every session, that means that you're already 10 steps ahead of everyone else, right? And that's truly like if you're attending, like you can be here, right? There are three A's, right, in life: attend, apply, achieve, right? And the whole thing is that if you're attending without actually being on your phone, trying to make notes of the things that you're learning, right? That's gets you so far ahead in life, because there are people here that, like, of course not everyone, but there are people here that already achieved things that you want to achieve in life. And if you're not willing to listen to those people, I don't know what you're doing here, right? But if you're here 24/7 trying to attend, apply, and achieve, you're gonna grow immense, like hard, like really hard. And that's what I want to see for everyone here. That's the reason why I'm here every day. That's the reason why I'm doing the trading every day. To make sure that people here can, actually achieve the things that they want to achieve in life. I'll be here until I reach $1 billion. All right, sounds amazing, man. So, David, my birthday is in about. No, I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding, man. All right,
Hey,
now
can I
sounds
touch
good.
on something?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Okay, so just yesterday, I seen one of the biggest prop firms post something on Twitter.
Mm.
Um, the prop firm known as the
Sorry,
Funded
but what
Trader.
happened to your mic?
My mic, is it
Yeah,
okay?
there's something. Your mic is a little bit less on. I don't know why.
You
Okay, let me
sound
try
like
it.
you're
Yeah,
under
it's
the
better
hot
now.
plate.
It's better now.
Yeah,
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can
yeah,
hear you, bro.
it's a bit better.
Okay, thank you for bringing that up. So just yesterday, I
You're
was actually on the
Oh,
Twitter.
it's still there. It's still there. I don't know what's. Maybe you're sitting on your mic or so. I don't know.
Okay, let me know how it sounds now.
Yeah, this is 100%. This is good. This is good. Yeah,
Okay, perfect. My bad if you guys could hear background noise.
that's okay.
So just yesterday, I was on a Twitter account of the prop firm I'm with, the
Yeah.
Funded Trader. I'm sure some of
Mm.
you guys know of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So essentially, I saw them post something um, on Twitter, and they screenshotted somebody's story, right? And this
Mm.
person's story is pretty much trying to discredit people who are passing funded challenges, right?
Mm.
Essentially, they're saying, I'm gonna read what it says, okay?
All right.
It might be like a minute or two.
Yeah,
So they
it's
said,
fine.
a funding slash prop firm certificate does not qualify you to teach trading, nor does it make you a genuine trader. Motherfuckers showing my bad for the language. That's what they said. Showing certificates like they just graduated. FFS. You pass a test on a demo account. You are trading demo funds. If the firm goes down, you are no longer a trader and have no funds. You fail your challenges, you have nothing. A whole new wave of gurus are flooding the market and claiming to be mentors while preaching psychology of trading 6 to 7 figures with magical 1 to 100 risk to rewards, right? Fund a live account and sustain even a year. We'll see who's still around. Trade 6 to 7 figures of your own, then come back to me and talk psychology. Mickey Mouse mentors. This industry is becoming a laughing stock. Essentially, what he was saying is that people passing the valuation stages, which is 10% on phase one, 5% on stage two. It might differ. Some have 8% for stage one.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyways, he's trying his best to discredit people that are passing the challenges, and I guess that are finding themselves with success when passing the challenges, right?
Hmm.
I personally think that he's mainly trying to target the mentors, the people that are like big gurus whatsoever, the ones
Hmm.
that catch like, you know, a 1 to 100 risk to reward trade and then they have like 30 losses.
Yeah.
Essentially, I don't blame him for trying to talk about those people. But what I'm getting at is that he's saying that if you're passing these demo accounts, the evaluation stages, he's pretty much saying that you don't deserve any any praise, any praise, right? And that's
Hmm.
where I kind of like looked at that and I was like, this guy's like out of his mind. Because in reality, if you're targeting and if you're hitting your goal of 8% per month, you guys realize that in a compound effect, 8% times 12 months, right?
Yeah.
That's 96, right? Percent.
Yeah.
But this is without compounding that 8% and adding it on each time that you grow your account. Because essentially you're at 100%, right? You have
Yeah.
$100
Yeah.
and you get 8% in a month. Now you have 108. Next month that you get 8%, it isn't going to be $8. It's going to be like $9.06. So
Yeah.
essentially what I'm saying is that compound is going to be more than 96%, which is 8% times 12 months. So
Hmm.
you're essentially going to be sitting like at 105%. But what I'm getting at is the fact that if you're able to maintain 8% per month, it will get net you more than 100% per year, right? So this is
Yeah.
what I want to get at. If some way somehow you manage to save up $50,000 for a live account and you do the exact same thing, this is your own funds, right? 50,000.
Yeah.
So 50,000 times 100% equals 2, right? Because you're gonna double it.
Yeah.
So in 1 year, your $50,000 will turn to $100,000. In 2 years, your $100,000 will turn to 200,000. In three
Yeah.
years, your $200,000 will turn to $400,000,
Yeah.
right? In
Yeah.
4 years, your $400,000 will turn to $800,000, and in year five, you'll have $1.6 million. And this
Yeah.
is all from a starting balance of 50K in five
Yeah.
years. You see,
Yeah.
so that's what I'm trying to get at. That he's over here trying to discredit and belittle people that are passing evaluation stages, when in reality, passing an evaluation stage is all you need.
Yeah.
If you've done it once, you can do it again, and then you can do it 4 times, and then you can do it 6 times, and there's no stopping you. Essentially, the only thing that's going to stop you is your own limitations, which
Yeah.
is
You're right.
why I'm really like glad that y'all labeled this place limitless.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
just wanted to, you know, talk on that topic. Um, Obviously, I don't really agree with all the fake mentors, but what I do not agree with even more is him trying to belittle people that are passing evaluation stages, because that's 100% something to praise. If you've done it once, you can do it again, but it's just a matter of consistency.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Baxter, give
Did
me
he
one.
sell
Give
a
me.
course as well?
Did he
That
sell?
guy?
Did he sell a
Did he happen
course?
to sell a course? It sounds like somebody who
Yeah. It
most
sounds like
likely
somebody
as well.
who wanted to
His
sell his
name is
course.
Torre. Torre. I'm pretty sure he would sell a course too.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Probably.
Yeah,
But yeah. So I wanted to add on
his
something to
course
that
is
as well.
probably marketed with like start with 100 and in a year you have a million.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
dead. Yo,
That's
he's
why you
charging
don't
a
need the
hundred
prop
per
firms.
month. He's charging
Yeah.
1,000 per year.
100.
Yeah,
All right. So
He does
get
have a
so
course.
so yeah, that's what
that's
I
what
thought
I'm saying.
already. So what I wanted to add
Yeah.
on to this as well is that Baxter, give me 1 second and then you can follow up. One thing that I wanted to add on this to this as well is what he said about passing a challenge doesn't prove that you're a good trader. I do, on some way, I do agree with him, and that the reason why is that yes, you can pass a challenge, but sustaining the account is what shows that if you know what you're doing, yes or no. Getting funded is not really that hard. It could be even luck, right? Some people get funded by risking 2% on a trade and they're funded, right? Um, but what I do think is that if you can uh, control the account once it's funded, that's what shows you if you know how to trade, the yes or the no. Do you know how to keep your risk management tight? Do you know how to sustain the account? Do you know how to grow the account? Right? I think that's two different things. I don't agree on what he's saying about that you're not a good trader, blah, 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 if you trade funded accounts. That's just bullshit. I think that the rules that you have on a funded account actually makes you a good trader, because I still think, even if it's your own or someone else's money or funded account, whatever, if you're risking more than 1% per trade on a pretty big account, you're just dumb, right? I don't see the point of risking 10% on a trade on your personal account either. I don't see the point of losing more than 5% a day. I don't see the point in that. A lot of people say they don't like the rules, because you can't be disciplined, right? That she just, to point it out really simple and quick, losing 5% on a 100K account in one day, that's 5,000 bucks, right? If you're like breathing healthy and being like, oh yeah, I don't care, I lose 5,000 bucks in a day. On a bigger account, it may be not be a problem, right? Let's say you have a $500,000 account, you're risking 1%. Okay, it is what it is. But if you have a 100K account, I don't see the point of losing more than 5% a day, even if it's your personal account. So I do think that the rules that you get from a funded account are the best rules you can get, 100%. It keeps your risk management tight, things like that. It just trains you how to be a good trader. And some rules are just to fuck you over. Don't 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 rely on what I'm saying. Everything, like some prop firms are there to just to fuck you over, right? But yeah, most of them, like the good ones, it's just to keep your risk management tight. Don't trade during a red folder. It's just, in some ways, it just makes sense, right? Risking 2%, right, during the news, knowing that you could get slipped for 5 times your stop loss, right? Things like that. It's just, it just has to wake you up, and some people don't understand that. It's just they want to have that gambling feeling during the news. Like, oh, I can make 20, 30% within one candle. Yeah, okay, that's fine, but how can it be consistent, right? How can you be consistent on that? You can't, right? Because you don't never know what the outcome is gonna be. You never know that. So I do think that those rules are really good. So I have one point that I slightly agree on what he said on the post, and besides that, I don't totally don't agree on what he's saying, of course. But yeah. So that was what I wanted to add on. And Baxter, I saw you wanted to say something, bro. Go for it, man.
Hey, gents. I hope
Hey,
we're all
brother.
having a good day.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man. Good.
Amazing.
Yeah, heaps of good points in here. Even what you're saying, touching on that, I think I'm on like crypto Twitter a lot, and I see it's just an ego fest in there, big dick swinging contest, you know. And I think like I've blocked that many accounts trying to sift through all the bullshit just to try and get to the guys that only post charts, just so I can learn from them. Um, and I think we're going to just take that sort of stuff with a grain of salt and not put too much time into it. Um, but I think what that if you peel back the belittlement in that guy's tweet, I think under the layer of what he's saying is what Tom was sort of breaching on is the fact that he's talking about the fact that you can just get lucky by making 8 to 10% on an account. Um, this is just variance, most likely. You could have one or two winning trades that are both 4R and you pass your phase one, for example.
Yeah.
So I just want to, I'm assuming some of you guys might already know this stuff, but basically I'm going to post in the chat it's got to do with poker and it's basically a variance, and it shows like your standard deviations over and your win rate over 100,000 hands. And the reason this is pretty important is it sort of shows exactly how variance can affect a win rate. So, does everyone know what EV is? Expected value.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it. I'm sure if other people, some people don't know, so you can just point it out.
So expected value is basically when we have a game tree, um, you have different outcomes, right? And one outcome is going to produce more EV or expected value than another outcome, which is why we try to maximize opportunities, whether it be within the trading marketplace, on the poker tables, or even crossing the road. You know, there's a chance
Mm.
that you get hit by a car.
Yeah, you're right.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
every decision we make is basically a game tree of life. Um, so when I'll use poker as an analogy because that's basically my background coming into trading and everything is transferable. So when you play poker, you are dealt cards, and then you have on each poker street, you have decisions that you can make. You can bet, you can check, you can call, you can raise.
Yeah.
So each decision is going to have a different EV assigned to it, and you're trying to figure out what is the highest EV decision. And usually you'll see people's biases come into play. Like, for example, you know, they're results orientated. They see that they shouldn't have played a hand a certain way because the cards that came out at the end of the hand meant that they lost the hand. But that doesn't mean they shouldn't have played the hand the way they did because they made the highest EV decision at that time. So looking at that graph, the EV line is the dark black line that runs through the center of the page, and you can see that it's on a slight incline, and that's because the win rate up the top there, it says 2.5 divided by 100. So that just means that you're winning like 2.5 R per 100 hands. So if you think of in trading, if you're just making a slight profit, your expected value is that black line, right? So just imagine that you're winning a few trades, you know you're profitable, you know you've got an edge in the market because you've back tested your trading theory and your entry model over a decent sample size, which is what this is. This is a 100,000 hand sample size. And this is why when we back test, we might back test like 10 to 100 entries. That's not even a real sample. And this is exactly my point, is you can see here that you have a bell curve, which is the dark green line. So a lot of the um, a lot of the outcomes are going to be within that bell curve, but then you have your outliers, which is the light blue and the dark brown. And this is what can happen: is you can have a pure heater where you go on the sun run of your life, and you every trade you enter, you're winning, you're winning, you're winning, you're winning, and you're like 4 standard deviations above the mean. And that's what this guy's saying in his tweet is you're literally entering like 4 or 5 trades. You pass your thing, and now you're making a trading course because you think you've got this god complex, and you want to teach everyone everything. And all you're really doing is suffering from Dunning Kruger effect. You don't know anything. You're just euphoric because you've passed your challenge.
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah.
I think this is just a bit of a reality check that yeah, okay, over a 10 trade sample, you can get lucky, but you can also fail 10 challenges in a row, but you're probably better than most traders in the Discord. It's just that you had a terrible run.
Yeah.
So I think my point about this is it's I think it's completely fine to get excited when you pass a challenge. That's what we're all here to do. We're all here to make
Mm.
money. We want to pass
Yeah.
challenges. We should celebrate that. I
Yeah.
think what we shouldn't be doing is going, I'm the man, like posting it up on our socials, you know, doing all that sort of stuff. It means nothing. Like it's irrelevant. One trade doesn't define your career. Just like one poker hand on the table doesn't mean anything. And I
You're
think
right.
once you realize that and you have that self awareness, that'll help you detach from the money side of things. and you'll realize, okay, like it's just $100, and you should be, when you're clicking that button, there should be no emotion whatsoever. It should be completely, you know, okay, I've got a strategy, 60% win rate, 2R, that's it. I'm clicking a button, done, 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 done. All right, I've made 100 trades and my strategy's worked. I've run a little bit above EV, so I know I'm getting a bit lucky with my trades, but I'm
Yeah,
expecting it to come back down towards the mean, so I might have a bit of a bad run. That's the sort of mentality. I think you've got to look at it pragmatically in hindsight, and that's why we journal, is so that we can look at these sort of things and refine it. But we all have our entry models. We're all, we're all trading like SMC or variations of that. So as long as you've got a structured approach, then you can leave the ego at the door. I think it's
I love it. Yeah, I love it. It's facts. Yeah.
I hope
What's
that
up?
made sense and wasn't too much of a rant. But yeah, if anyone's got any questions.
And I saw Position opening his mic up. I think Opposition has something to say.
I think I agree with pretty much everything you're saying, Baxter. About the EV, like how everything what goes around comes around. Don't get too excited. You know, but I feel like
Yeah,
that's why it's very important to always keep yourself, always be mindful of what it is that you're thinking, what it is that you're sending out. Because, like we just said, karma is real. Karma is real, and you're gonna get your turn. You're to have to have a bad taste in your mouth, essentially, right? But I
Yeah.
also
yeah,
think it's equally as important from being as analytical as possible, being able to track. They say you can't grow what you can't track, right? But I kind of disagree with that sometimes because I feel like this life that we're living, it's an experience of feelings, right? So I feel like the same way that we have our intuition and we have our inner gut feelings, we have that. It's like essentially we're like touching into some things that we can't track, right? There's some things that science just simply cannot track. There's no way to track it, you know? So essentially, what I'm getting towards is just as equally important it is to be analytical and be able to track your results. I feel like it's equally as important to be able to go within and trust your faith, trust your intuition. Because I feel like if you do every single checklist when it comes to tracking, tracking your results, tracking your losses, tracking your profit, tracking your losses, or tracking what days you don't trade, tracking what days are best to trade, right? It's all important. Don't get me wrong. But some part of me feels like making it as simple as possible and using our God given abilities, like our intuition, is only going to propel you, right? But not doing them separate, doing them together, I feel like will catapult your results. Because that's facts. Our intuition, you cannot track it. You can't track your gut. That's God given abilities. It's like a sixth sense, essentially, right? We only have five senses, but some way, somehow, we have this feeling inside us that gives us a sixth sense, right? So, whenever
Mm.
you're studying and you're on one pair specifically, and you have so much time and so much experience with one pair, I feel like tracking, once you get to a certain point, it kind of like, it doesn't go out the window completely, but you kind of pay less mind to it because you're so tuned in. And that's exactly what I'm getting towards, being able to tune yourself into the market, to the market makers. You'll be able to match the frequencies of the market makers, and then you'll be able to match the frequencies of the results of the market makers. Because confidence is one thing that you can teach and you can implement, but you can't get confidence right away, right? So it's kind of, you kind of pair it up and bundle it up with what you've seen, your results, what you've tracked, but also
Mm.
with what you know and how you feel, which is your intuition. So once you're able to bundle all these three things, your confidence, your intuition, and your actual track record, I feel like there's no stopping you at that point because you're able to use your all your abilities that you have potentially.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Like, I think with that and experience comes conviction. And then once you have your conviction, that's when you can just execute trades because you know that you have that internal belief that, okay, my system works, my emotions don't affect my trading, and therefore the outcome is going to be the outcome regardless. I can't control the outcome, but I have a winning a winning edge. So now it's just a matter of making a number of trades over a certain period of time, and that should net me X amount of dollars. And there may be some slight deviation to that based on variance, but in the end, I'm going to be able to outrun that variance because I'm practicing proper risk management. I'm not revenge trading. I'm not getting emotional and just blowing my account or putting too much in, trying to get rich quick, all that sort of stuff.
100%
Can
conviction.
I say that get rich quick, get rich quick? It's possible, but I mean it's not really quick like tomorrow or next week, right?
Yeah, I think.
But there's some scenario that you can do, like especially leveraging, and we also have the skills. Okay, so
Mhm.
for example, have you watched billionaires undercover? Some real estate billionaire in real estate because he has the skills that he has built. So when he can get rich quick, you mean he can do it like 90 days. Could make a company worth of millions, worth of millions. So I just said that when we get the skill, we can get rich really quick because we already get spend a lot of time to experience and build that skills. Uh, yeah, I just add a little bit, guys.
Yeah, I think like
Thank you.
every everyone in this room comes from a different background, different culture, different financial situation, different values, different belief systems, and we all have the same opportunity though in this room. Some of us might have it be in a different place financially, but just like myself, I've been in this community for I think coming up to like 9 months or something, but I've only
Same here.
just yeah, I've only just opened a $5,000 account to as my first challenge, and that's just because I have personal sort of issues with like analysis paralysis, where I sort of, unless I feel like I fully understand something so deeply, then I don't have that personal conviction like I was just talking about to then go and execute. And it's something that I've been struggling with. So I think it's sort of like you've got to be honest with yourself and be vulnerable with yourself and learn how to have mindfulness so that you can reflect and know what your sort of habits, tendencies, and biases are so that you can overcome those because my whole thing was not being able to pull the trigger and I realized why can I not enter trades, and that's because I felt like I lacked knowledge, but I was just trying to overcomplicate everything, and I needed to just simplify my strategy and my entry model, and I've started like back testing more, and now I feel like okay, I'm ready to just jump into a challenge, start clicking some buttons, and just you got to get on that horse. So I think we were talking
100%.
earlier about. Sorry.
Oh, I'm saying 100%. That's actually one of the things that I learned to help prevent that within myself. I heard it from somebody, I don't remember who it was, but they essentially told me to use live account. Like, like demos are good, but exactly like you said right now, as far as like the whole analysis paralysis, I feel like that occurs more when people are not willing to to risk
Yeah, risk
to
of
risk them,
fear of
right?
losing money, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So since
Yeah.
me, whenever I first started trading, I probably lost like uh I was liquidating my accounts, right? I deposit 500, I deposit 400, I deposit 700, 300. Like almost every 2 weeks I deposit that much money, and every
Mhm.
single time I'd liquidate it, right? But I'm so grateful that I went through that process because, like you just said, it helps with the conviction of executing. And one thing that I recently learned is no matter how, no matter how, it does not ever matter how. If you're in a sell position, if you're in a buy position, it doesn't matter how you got there. What matters, will always will only matter is why you decided. Don't ever focus on how, right? Most people only prevent themselves from getting the task done by simply asking how. They don't know
Mm.
how, right? They ask, "Oh, I don't know how. I don't know how. Like I need more." Or can you tell me an example? Like I don't know how, right? But in reality, asking how never ever matters. The reason why is just that. Once you know why, you'll have every single answer as to what is next. Because if you have your reasonings, right? Reason or reasonings, you'll be able to accomplish and work towards what it is that you desire because you know why. You don't have to worry about how. The how is going to come, it's inevitable. If you work towards something, you're going to figure out how. It's going to be unfolded to you some way, somehow. It's going to be unfolded and revealed to you. You'll have the conviction of the realization. From there, you'll be able to proceed to the next step, right? So that's one thing that I am very grateful for that I did decide whenever I was early on my trading journey that I wanted to do live account. I wanted to fund my own account, $100, $200, whatever it is. I tried to fund my own account. And that really propelled me and prepared me to execute on these evaluations that I'm doing. But going back to what I was saying earlier, one thing that I recently learned as well is that trading, you have you should never be fearful because there's only two outcomes. It's a coin flip. You're either going to get ahead or you're going to get right. You're going to get the head or tails. You're either going to
Hmm.
get a win or you're going to get a loss. There's no ands, ifs, or buts, right? You could get break even, sure, right? But that's besides the point. We're either looking, if you have a strict trading plan, right? Let's say that you have no break even. You're either going to get a loss or you're going to get a win, right? So, that being said, you know that there's two outcomes. There's absolutely nothing to fear because if you know why you took the entry, if you know why you took that setup, you have no reason not to because you're going
Yeah.
to have two outcomes. It's only going to be two outcomes. And finally, you just have to ensure, like I was saying earlier, with your confidence that either of these outcomes are going to make you feel good. Reason why is because if you take a loss with your entry, and if you decide, right, it's a decision. You decide to feel good with the losing trade, right? Now you're literally embodying what it's like to be a winning trader because you know why you took that trade and you still lost and you still chose to deliberately be content with your entry, meaning you have no regrets, meaning you're getting closer and closer to that end result, right? And that's what a lot of people don't really focus on. They don't focus on, because I remember I would tell myself this as well. I would tell myself, okay, the same way that I'm feeling good on my winning trades is the same way that I should be feeling good on my losing trades, right?
Yep.
I would tell myself that, right? Expecting myself that I would get less losing trades than I would get winning trades, right? Hoping that I'll
How
get more
about you
winning
keep the
trades.
same? You keep
So no,
the
no, no,
same way. You don't feel. You don't
no, no,
feel.
no. This
Yeah.
is what I would tell myself, right? Right? I would tell myself, okay, the same way that I feel in my winning trades, I feel good, right? I feel
Yeah.
excited. I feel joyful. I
Feel
should
true.
feel
I
that
feel
same
really
way.
high.
Wait, David, wait up. The same way
I'm sorry, it's because I'm on a train of thought right now, and if I like, I'll forget honestly. But look, I would tell myself the same way that I feel very content and joyful on my winning trades is the same way that I should feel on my losing trades, right? But then going down the road, I realized, okay, hold up, maybe I shouldn't get excited at all. Maybe I should switch that. Maybe instead of feeling excited and joyful, I should just feel happy or not happy, but content, specifically
Hmm.
content, right? On my losing trades, on my losing trades. So I would tell myself, okay, on my losing trades, I feel content. So I'm gonna do this exact same process and mentality afterwards that I find out that it's a loss. I still feel content. I'm gonna do this exact same mentality, but on my winning trades. So now I no longer feel excited. I no longer feel joyful on my winning trades. My winning trades are the same as my losing trades. I only feel content.
I love
I
it.
hope that I hope that makes sense to some of you guys.
Yeah, I want to give a
Yeah.
quick analogy. Um, so basically, like I've been basic. I live in a jurisdiction where you can't play online poker. So when I'm in Australia, I can't play poker. But I just moved to the UK for a holiday for 6 months, and I just threw like $20 on my account just so that I can play. And I'm not because I'm on holidays. I'm not earning any income, and it's sustainable, right? It's good risk management, you would say. So what I want to say is I play $2 tables because that's basically, if you think about it, that's 10% drawdown, right? I have
Hmm.
$2 buy-ins. I can buy in 10 times. If I lose my 10 buy-ins, I've busted my roll. That's it. So if you think about this in the trading sense, $2 doesn't really, even though it's like 10% drawdown, it's still relative to my net worth. It's nothing. And this is exactly what you guys were talking about before I jumped in the call. Um, is you were saying there's a difficulty with psychology jumping between stakes. And this is exactly the same thing that I have in poker is when I'm moving up the stakes, it's it's that next level, maybe it's different players, maybe they're a bit better or whatever. But there's nothing different. It's just your psychology and a mental block because you think, oh, I'm earning more money now. I need to, up my edge a bit, or you need to change nothing. It doesn't mean anything regardless. And if you have $200 in your wallet and you drop $200 and you lose it, you're going to be absolutely gutted. But if you lose $2, you're not going to care. So I think if you manage to secure an account, like I'm starting with my 5K account, and I'm just going to be trading like 0.5%. And if I manage to secure that, get a payout, and then buy like a 10K or a 50K, then why not just reduce my risk to 0.25% or 0.1% to start with so that I feel comfortable still trading under a 50K, getting a few wins under my belt, and then slowly upping the position size and feeling comfortable trading that 50K because it is just a little psychological thing. And I was going to say, Mikhail, in the chat, you were saying that you've been trading demo for a while. I only just realized this myself, which is why I bought a 5K the other day. I chucked 200, $300 into a live account for myself, but it's probably the worst thing I could do because I'm risking, if I'm risking 1 to 2%, 3% a trade, I can just go and buy a 5K account and then, as I said, risk 0.1%. But at least if I pass the challenge, I get 5 grand in equity. And then you can literally trade for $50 lots. So I think the best thing you could do is go out and buy like a 5K with MFF and then just trade like the smallest lot sizes you can. And then at least you're working towards something. Whereas you might get a couple of wins on a live account, like a $200 account or something, but what you make $50 and then you've not really achieved anything. Whereas if you make 10% on a 5K account, well, now you've got 5 grand in equity that you can trade and you can start, like David was saying, and Positioned in was saying, it's very quick how fast it can compound, and you can use payouts to secure more accounts and then just copy trade and increase your capital.
You do 5K with my Fund?
Yeah, I'm doing
$50, right? $50
yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
5K.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got it on special for like 40% off, so it's only $30.
Wow,
But
okay.
yeah, I
It's a
actually need someone to help me iron out some. I've never used MetaTrader 5, so I just want to, I don't know, maybe Thomas, you can help me. I'm just
Yeah,
having more technical issues with like, I, I, I don't want to blow up my account by pressing the wrong button with the wrong lot size
yeah,
or something.
yeah.
So
So I have a, yeah, we could do that in a different session. I will
cheers,
go
brother.
over
Maybe,
that. I will just go over
yeah,
that in
maybe
a
we
session.
take some screenshots or something so that we have a thread to refer to in future for newcomers.
Yeah. It's gonna be this
Actually,
maybe.
you could open a demo account on MT5 and then just try out all the
Yeah,
functions.
you're right,
Like
but I think
Yeah,
it's
that's a good
in the
idea.
easier for
weekend
me
days.
to enlighten the people that really don't understand it for the first few steps, and then afterwards it's just trying out. But for me, like I personally use a calculator, right? So everything gets calculated, and it's something you add on to your MT5 is not included in MT5 itself. So um,
Gotcha.
you need to
So
download that, include it, things like that.
Yeah,
But it
because I was
will.
just using TradingView, but they've redone their T's and C's, so 8cap have had to reapply for trading through TradingView. But I
Yeah.
mean, we should know how to use MetaTrader 5 anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you need to know how to use it. You know, like you
yeah,
don't have to
exactly.
use it, but you need to know how to use it in the future and things like that.
Yeah,
Because like they say, as always, right? The older ways are always the better ways. If you understand how the old ways work, you know where it's based on. You know what I'm saying? So I do think it's like it's good to understand how MT5 works and things like that.
mm.
Just to make sure, right?
There's something I want to
Thanks.
touch on as well.
Can I just weigh
You
in
go,
on
man.
your the idea of buying a funded account
100.
instead of just putting money on a live account is only valid in my opinion if that funded account doesn't have a time
Yeah,
on it,
fact.
because otherwise, yeah, so
Good point.
you need to have one without a time limit, because otherwise you will get stressed out and you won't
Yeah,
be able
100%.
to
Good
trade
point,
through.
man. Good point.
there's a lot
Yeah,
of firms no limits, right?
the one I bought,
They're all
my
adjusting right
forex
now.
funds, 5K account, no time limit. So that's why I'm just going to be trading like 0.5%, and then if I go into like half my drawdown, I'll reduce it again. But
If you
yeah, as
cash
I
out,
said, like,
if you cash out.
and
I think
something
that's
else.
pretty constructive. I think that's a good way to do it, actually, just as long
Yeah,
as no
yeah.
time
I
limit.
I really
literally,
admire the Baxter. He do it very slow, you know. Some
yeah,
people, for example, I willing to. I got my salary. I got my money from side business. I willing to buy 10K account,
mm-hmm,
and from that next month I get a little more money. I buy
mm-hmm,
a 100K account with $500 because I'm willing to lose that $500 in
yeah,
order to experience 100K trading.
yep. I
Yeah,
think
so maybe do it.
I think there might be a bit of a false economy there. Like, I know that you're saying that you're psychologically wise, it you need to lose 100K to feel like what is to trade under 100K, but it's the exact same feeling as
Yeah,
trading
that's
under a
right. Yes,
10K or a
to
5K.
get the experience, you know, to get the
Yeah,
experience. For example, I want to get the best hotels. Sorry, I go to the 5-star hotels. I never been there. So
yeah, but
I just yeah.
but if you think about it, your experience trading 100K is no different to trading a 5K, and that's what I was saying before. Is like it's only this psychological barrier that you have in your mind. It's not
Correct.
about going to a different hotel room because the hotel room might have
I
a
know, bro. I know
spa
what you're
or a
saying.
view.
Yes.
Yeah, but I
So
think
you can get it
exactly.
slowly. You can grow it slowly. But I just say that to get the experience, you know. So
Yeah,
I be there, and I know how it feel. Okay, and also my skill is also going great slowly. Then I could do it again. I feel, you know, experience my experience a little bit better. You know, I just yeah, just keep to
yeah,
the psychology a little.
yeah. I think also if you have like, as I said, I'm an Australian, right? So my disposable income is like one of the highest in the world, apart from maybe Nordic countries and Americans. So my financial situation, I'm very fortunate where I can afford to just go and like, every week go buy like 100K account if I wanted. But
Okay.
Whereas I think, again, in poker, what I see a lot of professionals saying is you want to try and move up stakes as quickly as possible. So like if you pass a 10K, then use those profits to like go and straight away purchase a 50K, because the longer you're stuck trading a 10K or a 5K, then you're not really any further towards your end goal, which is financial freedom or
Scale
whatever
up.
it is for anyone else. So
Scale.
yeah, and that's my goal. Like even though I do have disposable income, I'm still going to take a pragmatic approach. I'm only going to trade a 5K, and then once I get those profits, then I'm going to roll that into a 10K, into a 50K, a 100K, and then so on. And there was something else I wanted to. Oh yeah. So we were talking like. I hope you don't mind me rambling on, Thomas. Let me know if you want me to
No,
shut
no,
up,
no.
mate.
Just keep going, man. Keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah. So this is something which I'm pretty passionate about, right? And it's like something that there's not really. I think it's endemic to society, especially in sort of Western culture, or not just Western culture, but maybe just not so much poorer nations that have access to social media. But social media is definitely something that can be very like draining and toxic. You were talking about it before with like this guy's tweet, and I've basically deleted all my social media. 2 years ago, I was the guy that was posting on Instagram and all this shit to try and get like 30, 40 likes or whatever for a bit of validation and a dopamine hit. And I realized, like, dude, you're 30 years old. Like, none of that shit matters. Time to stop posting on the apps. There's like this sort of cognitive dissonance with social media where you get these hits and you think, oh, like, what else can I post? And you see people taking pictures of their meal and shit. No one looks at fucking Sandy's meal and goes, oh, I wonder what she's having for dinner. Oh, that looks great. No one cares. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Like,
Yeah. I
yeah,
love it.
no one
You're
cares.
right.
Like,
Grandmother does.
Well,
yeah,
what I think is great, what I really think is great is that we came back once again for the third time during this whole meeting to the social media topic, which was the beginning of this whole conversation, which I do think it's amazing how
yeah.
everything links up together.
It is really important because when I think like especially like it started obviously in my generation, and now the younger generation, you see all these TikTok guys, and like you're saying, did this guy sell a course? Is he engagement farming? What's his like hidden agenda here? Why is he trying to belittle? Like, is he leveraging that to put himself in the spotlight to sell some like one-on-one courses or shit? And I
That
think
part.
like
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
if you're sitting in this discussion right now and you have an Instagram account or you have any of that, it is a distraction. Unless you're making like a few $100 a week on the side, then just give that shit a miss. Focus on your craft, which is why we're in this room together right now. And I think the best thing you can do if you want validation and you want to stop projecting, then we have the winners channel in this Discord, and I'm in a few other trading Discords. They all have winners channels, and what you see is guys, and they'll post their graphs, and yep, they didn't go into any drawdown on this trade, perfect trade. They got out at the exact exit
You're
point.
right. You're right. You're right.
But
Yeah.
where is the entry? Where is the position markers? Where is the I'm more
And don't
impressed by
don't
someone
don't. I
who
could
can.
say that already to break up for a second. Don't worry about that. We're working on it. Like there's gonna be a whole change coming, right, for the V3. So there's a lot of things
Yeah,
coming, right? So don't worry about that because I noticed that as well, and I don't see the point of having a winners channel if everything's gonna be perfect because trading is not a perfect business. Of course, there are textbook trades, but it's not like that like all the time, right?
yeah.
It's never like that. But
Oh,
first and foremost, one
The
second.
winners channel got,
Y-
got created because all those winning trades were in
Yeah,
the
you're
chat
right.
rooms all
Yeah,
the
you're
time.
right. Yeah, you're right.
So
100%.
it was only
Yeah.
to get them out of there.
Yeah, to get them out of there because it didn't make any sense But still,
No,
even though we have the winners channel now, I think what a good add-on could be is a template that we have to use for the trades that we post.
Agree.
So
yeah,
it's just gonna be more of a business type of thing, right? You can't just post every trade that you take because it doesn't make any sense. You don't have to show your profits, but if you're not willing to show that you entered the position, don't share the winning position as well.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't make
100%.
any sense,
Yeah.
right?
I think,
I
But
and
agree with that. Yes.
you know,
There's so
right,
I'm
many
gonna start this.
people. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna start this 5K account,
Tony,
and I want to
So
be accountable to myself, and
yeah,
therefore, you know, as soon as from my first trade to the end trade, I'm gonna be posting it with like
facts,
entries, exits,
yeah,
gain on the account, because to me that's like, okay, I'm being vulnerable with myself. All you guys can see, and you can criticize me, but
yeah,
at least you know whether I pass or whether I fail, it's there for me to reflect on, and it's all
facts.
documented and accounted for.
It's an open journal, so that's how you can see it, right? It's an open journal where you can learn because people will tell, like, of course, after the trade goes wrong, people will tell you like, but why didn't you wait for this? But instead of looking at it in that way, that people are trying to correct you, you could think about it like, okay, maybe I should add that to my plan and think about that for the next time, right? That's what you could think about in that specific way. I just want to do one thing real fast. I'm gonna stop the recording. We're already recording for 2 hours. I need to still upload it as well on Friday, of course, for the events section. I want to thank you guys really for this event. It was amazing. I'm still, ready if you guys want to keep going. I'm still here, of course, but I'm just gonna stop the recording if that's alright with you guys.
that's cool.
All right.